What is going on, Be Risers? We be rising every day. Hope you guys are doing well. Today is the 11th, and I thought today would be a great day to cover healing the pineal gland and decalcifying the pineal gland. For those of you that don't know, the pineal gland is located in the center of the brain. It is also called the third eye, which we will get into. And it's one of the 7 glands in our body that is really important. The other glands, starting with our reproductive glands, the testes or ovaries. Then we have the adrenal glands, right? Super important glands as well. The pancreas, the thymus, that's where you'll see Tarzan using a lot of the thymus gland. And then we have the thyroid gland. You see a lot of people that have thyroid problems, so we'll get into that a little bit today as well. And the pituitary gland, and then the pineal gland. So all of these 7 glands are also tied to the 7 chakras, which we will get into in another video, but they correspond with the chakras. And so it's really important to take care of these glands. And a lot of times you'll see in our world today, the adrenal glands are hit really hard with the stress and, the food and lifestyle. So it's really about healing all of these glands, opening up all of these glands. The whole body's connected. So if one of the glands are shut down, not functioning properly, then another gland has to pick up for the slack, right? So we want to really look at healing the whole body and healing these glands. Now, the pineal gland in particular is really important because it is also known as our third eye, and that is, located in the center of our brain, shaped like a pine cone. And when they have cut this gland open, they have seen that it also resembles our other eyes, our retinas. It has the same rods and cones as our other eyes. And so what happens is if this gland becomes damaged, it can affect our sleep. It can affect our hormones, and it's also known as the seat of the soul. So it can also affect our spirituality, our connection with the, other world, other realms. So and that can affect us from becoming our true, authentic self and, listening to our intuition and being able to connect with, our higher self. So what we want to do is we want to look at how can we heal all of these glands, but in particular the pineal gland. And what can we do to decalcify the pineal gland if it has been calcified? And how do we damage these glands? So I'm just going to share with you some ways that have helped me heal. And as you guys know, I've been able to eliminate ovarian cysts and heal and eliminate endometriosis and a number of other health issues, bowel problems, by taking a number of steps in my diet and lifestyle. And the first thing I would say to look at is, pure water, clean water. Whether you can do reverse osmosis or spring water, distilled water, because what we're looking at in tap water is fluoride, which is very acidic. There's also chlorine, but fluoride in particular, too much of it is very poisonous to the human body and can cause calcifications within the body. So what we want to look at is pure water, clean water, spring water, and that's going to really help clean the body and the glands. A lot of people are doing water fasts, short term, and it's important to choose the right water. You don't want to be, drinking a bunch of tap water with high fluoride and chlorine, heavy metals too. So it's important to first look at the water that you're drinking. And then I would say it's important to look at inner peace, finding some peace in your life, a peaceful environment. That is so important, because a lot of these glands become shut down when we're in stressful environments or high stressful situations or relationships. So it is important to protect your energy and find some inner peace. And that all starts with changing your environment, getting into a more positive, peaceful environment where you can breathe, where you can start to just relax and just start opening up, releasing and surrendering and opening up all of your channels. Because when we're stressed, our bowels also become constricted, right? So it really, as soon as the bowels become shut down, everything, kind of clenches up and shuts down. And then the minute we're not stressed, you notice you can start to have everything starts flowing again. So it is important not to be in a stressful environment. And a lot of times, if you're in a stressful environment, what goes with that is high caffeine, a lot of processed foods and fast food. And that can also shut down the glands, overstimulating the adrenal glands with a lot of caffeine. And a lot of times people, I can understand why they turn to the caffeine, because they're needing to stay alert in these environments. But ultimately, over time, it really takes down the glands. So it is important to find some peace in your life, to get out into nature, get some fresh air, just have some time to yourself where you can breathe and relax. Even just getting away, getting outside, whatever you can do, just having some time to yourself where you can breathe, have fun as well, and be able to relax. The next thing, one of the most important that we look at, is nutrition. And that is getting away from a lot of the junk food, the processed foods, the dairy, and a lot of the chemicals and pesticides out there can really take down these glands. So looking at organic as well. And I know a lot of people are like, well, you're, it is important to look at what you're eating, what you're putting in your body every day, because that's either going to feed health or dis-ease. So we want to make sure that you're putting money towards your health, which you're investing in, right? It's your greatest health is your greatest wealth. So you are investing in yourself when you buy healthy foods. And when you look at health problems nowadays, when I had health problems, it took a lot of time away, my energy away, money away, just looking at trying to, treat different things. And it wasn't getting to the root cause, right? So I look at the cause and the effect. And if we can address the cause, we can change the effects that we're getting or the symptoms that we're getting. And when you're suffering, there's nothing else you can really, it's hard to think of other things and be happy because you're always focused on the pain, right? So I'm very aware of that. So it is important to invest in your health, invest in healthy, fresh, organic, if possible, foods, such as foods grown, in the trees, fresh fruits, apples, grapes, berries, very good for decalcifying the pineal gland and strengthening the glands as well. And leafy greens, right? We want to make sure that we are getting in a lot of minerals in our diet from the leafy greens, and also eating, a variety of colors and herbs as well. Now, herbs in particular like cilantro, parsley, golden seal, burdock, plantain, dandelion, really good for detoxifying heavy metals out of the body and, acidic chemicals like fluoride, chlorine, and other metals, right? So cilantro is really good if you want to throw that in your smoothies, in your juices, chop on top of your salads or in your soups. I've been really enjoying even cabbage lately. You guys will see that on my Instagram with what I've been doing with cabbage and making soups. Cabbage is so good for healing the intestinal tract. And we want to look at whole foods from Mother Earth, from Mother Nature. A lot of times I'm seeing these health problems because we are disconnected from our natural environment, from nature. Mother Nature got it right. And we need to eat foods that are designed for our body. As soon as we get out of alignment with that and we start eating a lot of processed foods and junk foods, we are increasing health problems, bowel problems, and you see that nowadays with the colitis, diverticulitis, pockets in the bowels, and ovarian cysts, endometriosis, polycystic ovarian syndrome, and it just goes on. So we want to take care of ourselves, and we want to invest in putting healthy foods in our body every day. Okay, that's going to really strengthen our glands. And try to get in some herbs as well, right? Even if you're really big into caffeine, try to switch to herbal teas, because I know it's hard. Sometimes you get into a habit. Well, just change to a healthier habit. So if you're used to pumping all those, the coffees or energy drinks, try to switch to, I would say, green tea, then switch to herbal tea. I love the Heal All tea from the Herbal Health Club. I'm not affiliated with it at all, but I love the tea because it has so many great herbs in there. And it's really good for strengthening our glands. Okay, so the next thing that I would say is to try to get in is earthing. And that's really just taking off your shoes, connecting with the earth. And that's like hippie stuff, but it really does balance you out and balance out your glands. And when you're really stressed out, especially those adrenal glands, we want to look at getting our feet on the ground and being able to balance out our chakras. And that's going to really help us de-stress as well. Just having that connection. Even hugging a tree, you guys, I know it's hippie stuff, but it works. If you're stressed out, you need to earth yourself, balance yourself out, hug a tree, take your shoes off, and ground yourself. Really good for your glands, opening up, releasing, and de-stressing. So important. The next, losing my voice here. The next, another important one of the top actually, if not, I should actually have this right at the beginning, is air, clean air, oxygen. So important. In our world today, the air quality is, depending on where you are, is not the greatest, especially cities. There's lots of smog, lots of perfumes in the air, and a lot of these are neurotoxins, so they can really shut down the glands, even the thyroid, right? The throat chakra, and that's a big one. So we want to be able to open these glands up. So we want to get fresh oxygen Stress also can really take down that thyroid. So we want to be able to de-stress, go out in nature, breathe, get some fresh oxygen going through your lungs. With a lot of these viruses out there, we want fresh oxygen going into our body. And to do that, we want to get out into nature, plant more trees in your area, and grow more gardens, whatever you can do. But it's so important to get oxygen through your body. And, you know, ride a bike to work if you can. I ride my bike almost everywhere just because I'm trying to reduce my carbon footprint with the gas emissions too, right? That's going into our air, and that can get in our lungs, cause a lot of problems. If you're a smoker, it's important to quit. Look at ways of quitting smoking, because that is a carcinogen that you are putting into your lungs. Gonna shut down the glands. So it's important not to breathe in smoke as well, carcinogen. So we want to look at fresh oxygen in our body. Really important for all of our cells and all of our glands. Oxygen, super key in health. The next thing that I want to mention is the pineal gland is activated with photo light receptors, darkness as well. So getting sleep, going to bed, getting a lot of sleep, making sure that your room is dark, but also getting into the sunlight. Sometimes near the end of the day, I'll even look up at the sun as long as it's not too strong, just to activate that pineal gland, right? We want to be in sunlight, getting vitamin D, that hormone, also very important for our health. So we want to get adequate vitamin D from the sun. And I like to do about 10 to 15 minutes a day. I can't do too long with my skin cancer, but it's really good for the pineal gland. And also, you're going to notice the more that's activated, you're going to have more lucid dreams. That's a whole other video in itself. But we want to make sure that we are getting enough light, natural light. In a lot of the workplaces, there's unnatural light, and even with technology, our eyes looking at computer screens all day. If you're in an office, it's good to take breaks now and then. Go for a walk outside, get some sunlight on your skin, and just have that connection again with nature and the sun. Super important. But also going to bed early and getting that darkness too. And that's going to help your health out immensely, getting enough sleep. So if I can narrow down, those are the main points of healing your glands, the pineal gland, decalcifying the gland. But it's important not to put, it's important to really take care of all of these areas so you can take care of all of your glands, not just the pineal gland. But the pineal gland is your, seat of the soul. So that's your connection with, the universe, Mother Nature, whatever you want to call it, and energy, infinite energy. So if that is shut down, you're not going to be getting that connection, which, will affect your intuition, what you should be doing here, your purpose. So we want to start taking care of our glands so that we can start to tune in with ourselves better. We can tune in with our higher self, the universe, and start to get some clarity, clairvoyance, intuition, right? It's all connected. So I hope this video helps you out, and there's a lot more we're going to cover, but we really just kind of touched on a little bit of this today, but there's so much more we can get into. So hopefully this helps you out. Thanks so much for tuning in. And as always, be your beautiful selves. Don't change for no one. Always be your true authentic self. Be getting in some sunshine today. Be getting in some whole foods from nature. We got some tofu mangoes here. So delicious, so good. If you guys have ripe tofu mangoes, that'll put a smile on your face. and be getting in some nature. When you do that, we'll all be rising.